Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age Powers 3 replay. Spawn on the right side as Blue Dutch, we have Qwentyn. Spawn on the left side as the Red Italians, we have McCleves. Who's been in the market? I think that's building at the normal slow pace for the Architect. I suppose, oh yeah, he has to collect the wood before he can actually do the fast building. There you go, now he's building fast, he's really sawing it now. I think. Or maybe he's not. No, let's just have him selected so we can keep an eye on his wood. He has spent wood, so he is building this fast now. Okay, he may have just now clicked on it. I may have just paying too close attention to it. He started to go for hunting doggos. Had a bit of gold he found, looks like. From what? I'm not sure. Maybe the explorer found some down south. When it comes to natives on the map, we do have some sheep, as well as the Huron settlements. Huron settlements give you some Iroquois mantlets, or Huron mantlets, an Iroquois mantlet variant. Local doggos being sliced apart. You monster. He's going to steal their tapering for 90 food. They shall go hungry for the winter. And now Gor's got some other research going. For the envoy, he's moving around. He's also taking out some of these unbearable polar bears. Snipes that one. This will give him 135 experience. And now the Italian player has enough experience for a shipment. The Dutch has already selected a shipment since his shipments do cost a little bit cheaper. Italian's just slightly more expensive, nothing too significant. Does have, looks like some sort of bank boom, looks like a maybe fast fortress. He does have access to the Irish Brigadiers. Definitely a skirmisher, looks like it's going to be the skirmisher routier, so basic skirm goon. Portuguese flavored. Orange flavored. And now of course got the heavy cannons for, we got a water deck. Does include the fish markets to get those, sell those fishies. Schooners make his fishing boats cheaper. Does have the steel bolts, so maybe I'm for a passive viewer play. Has some other cards, Gallus and the Frigate. Does not have the Broken Lance Company card. Does have the Habsburg allies. Excuse me, I'm starting to get hiccups. Does have the Albanian Company, which will give you 8 mercenary lancers. And we do have the Roman tactics, Alpani, Gibalandi, how to pronounce that. Does get Italian battleship, Holy League, and the Rubber Barons. Interesting deck. This looks like he is going to go for a good number of fishing boats. There are 4 whale deposits, so 16 permanent collection. So it wouldn't be half bad to get extra fishing boats to collect up the fishies. And now the architect is building the dock there. It would take another 130 seconds. And now we do have the age up with the governor. Versus opponents who are going much more creative. The quartermaster. The master of quarters, we do got quite a bit of wood and food being collected up. So maybe eyeing for a bank boom. No villagers on gold, so he does need to get a handful of villagers on gold to start getting enough income for the merchants. Because they don't have villagers, they have merchants or settlers. It costs a staggering 100 gold. Blue's Explorer does go down. The Envoy will draw fire for Red's Explorer. The Little Duce, which is a nickname for Mussolini, right? He does snipe there. Oh wait, he has a fire lance as a rifle. Or the Roman equivalent. He has diverted some villagers onto coin now. Bank being built. Now do have a shim of wood. So both players eyeing for eco. I'm going to fast forward since there's eco play. This does provide 1 outpost wagon, 2 small coin deposits. He is going for shim of wood. This does make his fishing boats cost, what, 50? Which is pretty cheap. They don't really collect as fast as regular villagers, but they still collect at a pretty good rate. And 70 wood, or 700 wood does give him a lot of fishing boats, as well as some housing, which the architects provide him the housing he needs. He's queuing up a second architect. You can get the 3 architects this age. I'm just not sure where his architects are currently at. He only has the 1 at the moment. You know as well, there's also a bit of a thunderstorm outside, so hopefully my stream does not get interrupted by a brownout. And we do have some Huron mantlets being queued on in, and my apologies, I didn't realize there's a whole bunch of hussars here. Huron mantlets are a good warrior. They're basically a healthier musketeer with shorter range. Hussars are still hussars, of course. Got more Huron mantlets. They have range resist, not melee resist, so they will have a bit of trouble versus these hussars. They do cost 160 as opposed to, wow, 200? Yep. There's a pair of hussars for red. Help save the lives. And now we do actually have the Venetian Arsenal Wagon, which is a relatively rare card. It's a more of a water card. Makes docks and military buildings work faster when an arsenal is nearby. I don't know how much faster. I'm supposed to select on one of these. Don't see a cost time. Now, so let's some 6 villagers. And there's an arsenal wagon. I guess we'll wait and see. Looks like fishing boats are 20 seconds per fishing boat, I believe. Yeah, that seems actually much faster. Whoa, that's actually 50% faster. Whoa, that's actually pretty fast. 50% faster production time? And that affects military building. Doesn't affect the Ballistica, since it is shipments through the global queue. But 50% faster production time is quite significant. He's going to be deploying out a lot of fishing boats. He's already at 26. He may want to don't go past 30. I don't know if this is really worth it. He does not. Okay, he does have the McCleves arsenal, so he can hold off the research unless he really wants to get a handful of select ones until later. Does get a number of hussars. It also affects the military buildings, so I wonder if that affects the Lombards. Do they count as a military building? Villagers are going down. We do have a combat flag. We do have a caravel era, but red could retaliate with some of his own ships. He has a decent number of hussars. Now the fishing boats are trying to migrate out of there. He has a decent amount of wood and gold, so he may be able to deploy defensive ships. He could also perhaps get in the Gallus. This is the one that can build and train units, which I don't know if that card is common age do. I don't know naval cards whatsoever. I have no idea. He's trying to lose some of his fishing boats. He has somewhat expendable mountain. He's aging up now to the Gentleman Pirate, which I think will give him 1 privateer. This one has already aged on up. He has veteran routier as well as some veteran skirmishers, light infantry and light cavalry. He can, once he ages up, he can go to Shiva zones to get some counter skirmishers and then go for the passiveers for a light infantry. I think that would be a good combination. He'll counter half his army and counter both half his army while receiving no counters in return whatsoever. Our Shiva zones are a little bit more difficult to amass. He also does not have a cathedral, so that's actually not a possibility whatsoever. He has a good number of these skirmishers, or hussars. He tried at these villagers, but he has an expendable number of units. These Huron mantlets actually should be pretty decent, actually. They're beefy, beefy, not heavy, not light infantry unit. They're a siege unit. And so they receive no bonus damage from the Routier, and they will not see bonus damage from the Skirmisher. So I think the Huron Mantlets are actually pretty good. They're pretty good in this situation. Again, Routiers will outrange them, but they do have good attack. He does have elite Huron Mantlets now. He's actually purposely deploying them, probably because he knows Dutch tend to go for a Gurm Schoon or a Schoon Routier. So I think they're a good deployment, and you can get a massive number of them. Let's take the Routier with the Hussar as well. No proper micro there by Blue. It does take out the Huron settlement, so he no longer has access to the Huron Mantlets. Here you can get a plus 200% build limit. I'm pretty sure you have a maximum build of like 10, and that would put up like 30. It's something ridiculous. He does get 2 privateers. That's pretty good. The Flying Dragon and the Knight Rambler. Hence a ramble. Got Kree Taining, so he's bringing the Kree. He also has access to potentially Kree trackers for the Skirmisher. But seeing all the route here, I think it'd be a good idea to go for those Passaviers. I don't put much value in Passaviers and Crossbowmen against heavy infantry, but against light infantry, light cavalry, they do reasonably well. And we also got the Bucentaur frigate, so he has a good amount of ships, and he's devouring the fish out of sea. He needs to not build any more fishing boats, in my opinion. Going for Musketeers, I disagree with that. We've got a good number of Falconets. I think he should really continue the Huron Mantlets, and I do believe he should get Cathedral get the Shiva's own counter skirmisher. But the Falconets, he can go for some forwards. He has a massive number of Cavaliers. He has some veteran Dragoons. He has to take out those Falconets. These guys are classified as infantry, so they receive bonus damage from the from the Falconet. Three trackers can do they see 13 damage, pretty low damage, 16 range. It's actually not that great a range, but their health. It says good sight, long range. They don't have long range. They may have good sight, can't really tell from here. But they have a 260 base health. That is a massive health pool. Musketeers are definitely not a good choice. Countered by the Skirmishers, countered by the Falconets. He's going for a Shimon Falconets. He's going for veteran Hussars. These Routiers not here in large enough numbers to deal with the Hussars, I believe. Good damage there. And he's almost have all the fish devoured at sea. He may want to make sure he rotates 16 fishing boats onto the whales, and so the food can be slowly gathered on up. But he doesn't really have a whole lot of local fauna left on the side of the map. Hussars Patrol 4 looks like getting tied up in formation, which is not good. One Falconet remains. Barracks does go down. I think I'm already getting hit by the sound bug. We got an out of town militia being brought on in. The stable's not near the arsenal, so that's a bit of an oversight. He can get plus 50% production speed, unless it's different between barracks and navy. After all, it does specifically say 2 different aura effects: dock work rate aura action and enables military building work rate action, so they could be affecting separately production speeds. I don't know how effective that is. Plus 50% production speed on a dock seemed really good. We do now have the Albanian company being brought in, a large amount of heavy cav. He's fighting against a good number of light cav. He's going for Papal Guard, which gives him a large number of Papal Guard, as well as access to guard pikemen and guard Passavir. I still think he needs a cathedral on the or a basilica on the field, and the Shiva zones are a counter skirmisher, but over the Papa Zulv are an excellent all-range infantry unit. They are only classified as infantry, not heavy, not light, so they're inherently a counter skirmisher with no multipliers, and generally very good. Albanian company will also give him a significant number of mercenaries. Stratus does, it's not Lancer, but just very powerful Hussar variant, while the Bosniaks are a Lancer variant. He finds the Falconets on the front line, so they will get rid of the part there. He will lose a good number of mercenaries, but now the Routier getting focused down. Militia and Musketeers push forward. Another reason why I get out the church is he can bring some priests here to heal up his mercenaries. So the mercenaries are either pretty much just dead. He has lost half his mercenaries. But now has a good number of the Papal Guard, which are weaker than Halberdiers for their cost. Because you get a group of 7 of them for 900 resources. 120, I think that's adequate enough to represent them. But they do have a charge attack that's good against, I think it can be used against all units. Which does have 5 range, which is okay. Damn absorption ability is probably what's best used from them. No Lombard in the field. I'm curious, does this classify as a military building? The Lombard has a military building tag that could be useful for saloons. I don't know. Does that affect the trade resource conversion of a Lombard? Maybe you can spend time in between the games to test out that functionality, because if it does have the military building tag, does that affect the conversions of Lombards? Mercenaries take a long time to build, so maybe in combination with some other things, maybe you can really make a mercenary build for the Italians. Not sure. Some questions. But he's starting to pull out some of the, how to pronounce it, the, trying to click on one of them, Bersaglari, butchered that well enough, which are a very good light infantry unit. So that would be effective versus the Routier, and he's most composed of Routier. Against a lot of heavy cabs, going to cause some issues. The Papal Guard will be excellent. They got a couple hooks there. Saw their Falconets now firing away. Gets a good volley, but deflection will not be applied to the siege weapon. It affects melee and range attacks, not siege attack. But overall, he managed to pick off those Falconets pretty early. Musketeers and the light infantry will be very useful against the Routiers. Routiers turning back on off. Some of them getting stunned by the toots of the horns of the guard broker. I don't know. Braga Saleri. I can't pronounce anything in this game. But for more musketeers, the Italian economy is doing quite good. It is 81 versus 42. We got the age up here. He does currently have 5 out of 7 banks. And looks like he made the lead of some fishing boats. He's on 16. He ate all the fish really quickly, didn't he? I said it was going to happen. He may have overproduced on those boats, but they were half-price boats that build twice as fast. Now he's revolting to Brazil, my favorite revolt deck. Soon he will get a large... Does it convert fishing boats? No, it does not convert fishing boats. And now here comes the half-priced bargain bin volunteers. And now he's going to bring in the horde. He has at a 270 population of military units versus 80. Starting to bring blue guards. Might as well, he can get his villager count up quickly enough by researching arsenal research, as well as he can build extra town centers with the architects. Yeah, Brazil revolt's pretty good for the Italians. As the horde is advancing, He has blue cards, which are a pretty nice team to have, but they have a lot of stuff to pursue. Plus, he still has a good number of light infantry here. There's heavy cannons there, which will go down by 1,000 cuts, and we'll start quickly going down. And looks like the Dutch player has back to the game. I just want to point out the Brazil deck if I can for a moment. With the age, of course, would be down here. Brazil deck is very good for the Italians, in my opinion. You can get a lot of extra town centers, and the architects can build those for free for you. Another thing that's great for Brazil is the Brazilian importers, where it says research points to 10, which means your shipments bring in 10 seconds. That affects your church shipments, so if you want to go for mass papal lancer or some sort of mass church unit, Brazil is the way to go, along with all the spam of the revolutionaries. By the way, this is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.